Thousands of migrant truckers are now suing the state of California, DMV, after the state warned it was revoking their commercial driver's licenses. That's because the expiration dates on the CDLs for nearly 20,000 migrants go past the day these drivers are legally allowed to be in the United States.
California was issuing licenses for up to a year, 2 years beyond the work authorization, again, illegal. Again, we have a lot of these, the CDL mills where you just have rampant fraud, Brian, where you have, illegals coming in, basically getting signed off on by the driving school, and then they go to the DMV and they get a license and they hit the road. They have no training.
2 years beyond their work authorization. California was essentially giving illegals a wink and a nod to stay and work in this country. And the results have been deadly, like the case, allegedly, of Hargender Singh. He's an illegal alien from India who flunked English and road sign tests, but was still granted a CDL in California. He's accused of killing 3 people in a horrific crash in Florida. Here to weigh in is California Congressman Kevin Kiley. Kevin, Congressman, I should say, the truckers allege the DMV is stripping them of due process and that the sudden loss of their ability to work threatens not only their livelihood, but also the stability of our supply chains. You've been a leader on this issue. What say you?
Well, it's interesting because this is the California DMV that is now revoking these licenses. And this comes after, Governor Newsom made it seem like this whole thing was just a political stunt or something like that, when, of course, it's anything but. This is a serious public safety issue that has resulted, as you say, in some tragic incidents. Now, people who are here legally, we, of course, want to make sure, and who have been properly vetted, we want to make sure that they have the ability to earn a livelihood and play the important role that our truckers play in commerce. But folks who are not here legally or who have not been properly vetted or have gotten a license through fraud or who have been granted a license that exceeds the scope of their work authorization, this is a matter of federal law and public safety. So this is just a matter of enforcing the law. And I will say, it would not surprise me if the DMV made some mistakes and revoked the license of people who actually are here legally and deserve to have a license, because that's just the kind of government that we have in California.
So what is it going to take to fix it? I mean, it's amazing to me that 20,000 truckers on the road, given, issues from California, 20,000 of them are migrants. These aren't Americans.
Well, this is just part and parcel of what has made California the very worst state when it comes to illegal immigration in this country. It's interesting, Newsom just recently said, oh yes, we failed on the border during the Biden administration. Of course, he never actually said that during the Biden administration. And California had by far the most illegal crossings because of the fact that not only did Governor Newsom aid and abet all of this, but he extended benefits to those who are here illegally that don't exist in any other state. So this is an example of this, or the free Medicaid for illegal immigrants that's costing us $10 billion. And by the way, it often comes at the expense of California residents who are here legally, who can't get an appointment, for example, those who are on Medicaid, or when we had, fraud with our uninsurance markets, totaling $32 billion, those who actually needed and were entitled to the benefits, legal California residents couldn't get them. So this is the backwardsness that Governor Newsom has brought to our state, and unfortunately, Californians are all too often forced to pay the price.
Well, I recall that just recently there was a state audit. They found millions of dollars wasted, taxpayer money. Tell us more about what was found.
Yeah, so this came from the nonpartisan state auditor, which essentially christened California the fraud capital of the United States, with the number of agencies classified as high risk, meaning there's rampant fraud, abuse, mismanagement. It has doubled during Gavin Newsom's tenure from 4 agencies to 8 agencies. So we're talking about all kinds of fraud when it comes to Medicaid, when it comes to SNAP benefits, when it comes to uninsurance benefits. And all of this, by the way, comes on top of the incredible fraud fraud and waste and mismanagement that we already knew about. The high-speed train where there's been no track laid in 17 years, spending $18 billion. The $32 billion during COVID at a minimum of unemployment insurance fraud. The $650 million on a canceled 911 next generation system that was canceled because the technology wasn't there. And so California is absolutely, under this governor, the fraud capital of the United States. And this is exactly the model that Governor Newsom wants to take to the rest of the country.
Well, you got the governor's attention because he responded to you saying, quote, Kiley is wrong. The auditor's high-risk list does not allege wrongdoing or billions in currency lost. It is a management tool used to target complex programs for heightened oversight and corrective action. Representative Kiley's claims are flat out false and misrepresent both the state auditor's report and the facts. Quick, your reaction to this?
I'd invite anyone to read the audit. And by the way, there have been other audits, like the one that found that $24 billion was spent on homelessness, and they lost track of the money.
Yeah, and you can look at the bottom line. They're in the state of California. They're billions of dollars in debt. Congressman Kiley, thank you so much for joining us tonight on